Looks like Texas Governor Greg Abbott is going to have a new challenger come election time next year. Joining us to talk about this is Travis County GOP Chairman Matt Mackowiak and Ed Espinoza from Progress, Texas. Former Senator Don Huffines announced today that he will challenge Abbott in the 2022 GOP primary. Huffines is a Republican from Dallas. He's been very critical of Governor Abbott on his coronavirus policies, and Abbott angered a lot in the GOP over his mask and shutdown orders. Could that endanger him come primary time? Matt Mackowiak, what do you think?
Well, there certainly are some Texans, particularly on the far right, that wish the governor might have made one decision or another decision differently. Of course, no one had the information he had at the time. No one had the responsibility he had. Democrats were whining quite a bit the last couple months ago when the governor decided to reopen our economy to 100% and get rid of the mask mandate. So the governor's kind of been damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. I don't see Don Huffines as a serious challenger to the governor. And look, he has some personal resources. He's more on the libertarian side and sort of the Rand Paul side of the party. The governor has broad support across the Republican Party, across the electorate. He has an unprecedented amount of resources ready to be used. And I think we're having the single most conservative legislative session I can remember with 2 weeks or 3 weeks to go. So I think he's got a strong record to run on. He's going to be in good shape and will easily win re-election, in my view.
Ed Espinoza, the latest UT Texas Tribune poll has Texas Republicans overwhelmingly supporting the governor, 70% approving of the way he's doing his job. Now, along party lines is closer, 43 approving, 45 disapproving. Do you think the governor is vulnerable at all?
I think he could be vulnerable in a general election, yeah. As far as a renomination amongst Republicans, no, I don't think so. I agree with Matt. I think that Don Huffines is an insignificant character in this primary. The real issue that Abbott's got to look at here is that he's got a divided Republican Party. And Texas is no longer a state that you can win with just Republican support, because one of the things that is apparent in that poll that you referenced is that he's losing independents by double digits. So while the far right may be upset, he's got to mend some fences with the people in the middle if he expects to enjoy the strength that he has had in years past.
You know, talking about any weaknesses Governor Abbott has, if any, Matt Mackowiak, we mentioned some of these COVID mandates. Also, there was the freeze and the power outages and the whole ERCOT debacle. Is that going to affect him at all?
I don't think so. You are seeing the legislature take some action in that regard. Clearly, the Public Utility Commission and ERCOT badly failed our state. This was also a once-in-a-100-year storm with 5 days of weather below zero. I don't think by next year we're likely to have a May primary, a July runoff, and a November general election. I don't think the winter storm will still be on people's minds. I think the question will be Texas's economy. And honestly, the economy looks very strong in Texas, and it's going to keep getting stronger as states like California, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut keep having challenges.
Ed Espinoza is saying the governor does get through any primary difficulties. Who on the other side, which Democrats would go against him?
Well, it's early. We don't really have an answer for that just yet, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, usually these things start to shape up after the legislative session. The legislative session is not going to be over for another 3 weeks. And then beyond that, like Matt said, we're going to have an extended primary season because we're going to have an extended legislative season. So don't really know who that's going to be just yet. That's as much of a mystery as the next winter storm will be. As Matt said, once in 100 years, probably more than that, but we've got lots of mysteries heading into the next election cycle.
It's another time will tell scenario. Okay, we have to wrap it up. Matt, Ed, as always, thank you both very much.
Thanks. Thank you.